Oh my gosh. I've never, I've never seen people get so quiet so fast. This is like the most polite group of people in the universe. I know. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited too. Thank you all so much for coming to the 7th CascadiaJS. Just give yourself a round of applause. So my name is Carter Rabassa, and I'm the lead organizer for CascadiaJS. And I can't tell you how happy I am to see all of you. It is these next 2 days that make the last like 3 to 4 months of 80-hour weeks totally worth it. Because it is not easy putting on a conference. It's also not easy putting on a conference that people really love and care about. But I get to spend, me and the fellow organizers get to spend the next 2 days just talking to all of you. And it's great to see so many familiar faces. So why do we do CascadiaJS? Like, why did we start CascadiaJS? You can read the text, but back when I was a web developer living in Seattle in 2010, 2011, I kept having to get on planes and fly to San Francisco or Los Angeles or New York to go to a good conference that brought together web developers and sort of practitioners of building software using the web. And that was incredibly frustrating. And I talked to a lot of other folks who felt the same way. And it just seemed that there was such a vibrant, passionate group of people here in the Pacific Northwest building with web technologies that we should really have our own thing. So CascadiaJS is sort of that sort of philosophy brought to life, right? And another thing that we really care about doing, I'm sure you've all been to conferences where you've got these headliners and they're super famous, and we all follow these people on Twitter and they speak at 18 conferences a year. We wanted to build a conference that wasn't just about reaching out to those folks and asking them to share their expertise with our community. Trust me, several of those people are speaking this, in the next 2 days, and I'm really, really happy to have them. But the other thing that we wanted to do is like, hey, there are really amazing people right here, right here in the Pacific Northwest, right here in Seattle, Bellingham, Vancouver, Portland, the Tri-Cities. Like, these are people that maybe not everybody knows about, but they're doing incredible work. And we want to find them, and we want to give them a platform so that they can share their knowledge and frankly, just get some visibility. So that's just something that we really, really care about. And I'm so happy to see everybody. I can't tell you. Now, that being said, there are people who are not from the Pacific Northwest. There are a lot of people who are not from the Pacific Northwest, and I know this because we capture demographic information when you register. In particular, I'm sorry if this is a really stereotypical image of Amsterdam. It's what Google Images had. In particular, I got an email from someone in the Netherlands who reached out to me and said, hey, I want to send 21 of my engineers to CascadiaJS. And I'm going to be completely honest, I thought, like, this is a mistake. This person meant to reach out to Chris Williams at JSConf or some other kind of event. But no, it was real. Like, they really had somehow heard about CascadiaJS, and they really, really wanted to come. So can I get some claps from the Codzilla contingent? Yeah. It was really awesome working with them to kind of get them all situated. I was kind of freaked out. I'm like, because look, if you buy a ticket to Cascadia and you live in Seattle and it doesn't quite meet your expectations, it's like at least you didn't fly halfway around the world. So there was a lot of pressure to make things amazing for them. But we try to make things amazing for everybody. So I always do this. I'm doing a slightly different version of the show of hands. First of all, I would like you to raise your hand if this is your first CascadiaJS. My goodness, that's so many people. Okay, hands down. So welcome. You don't know what you're in for. It's going to be totally awesome. And by the way, if you are new to Cascadia and you don't know what to expect, or you don't know where to go, or you just sort of need a help, or you need a buddy, can I get a show of hands? Raise your hand if you've been to 3 or more CascadiaJSs. Awesome. Keep those hands up. These are your pros, right? These are the professionals who are going to help you, they're part of our community. They're amazing people. I know, you can put your hands down, sorry. I know that they're amazing people because they've been to 3 or more Cascadias. It's like a litmus test. Like, jerks just don't stick around. They find other events to go to and be inappropriate at. So feel free to track those people down. I saw Gavin loves to talk to new folks. So find Gavin. He's got a purple mohawk. You can't miss him. Let's see. Yes, the code of conduct. I cannot stress the importance for everyone to review our code of conduct. We take it incredibly seriously. It's posted on the website. You can go find it at that URL. At the end of the day, it is incredibly important to me and all of the organizers that people just feel really safe and welcomed at CascadiaJS. If you are thinking of saying something or thinking of doing something, and there's like 5% of your brain that is unsure about it, don't do it. Or don't say it, right? It's not worth it. But please do read the code of conduct. It's meant to be written in plain language, so it's really easy to understand. I also want to stress that the code of conduct is not something that is only applicable to attendees. It is applicable to every human being that is in this conference. That includes speakers, sponsors, organizers, town hall staff. Like, it's applicable to everybody, and we take enforcement very seriously. If you have a problem that you need help with, you all have beautiful blue badges. Organizers have red badges. So please find anyone with a red badge, and we will make sure to help you. Yes, the phone number. So our friends at Twilio built a conference SMS bot that can help answer common questions. So maybe before you ask an organizer where the restrooms are, ask the bot. So you can send a text message to this phone number. You can ask it questions in plain language, and you might get a reasonable response. We're going to be kind of working on training the AI over the course of the conference, so feel free to check it out. By the way, this is also a tool that you can use if you want to report a code of conduct violation. So just use the word conduct somewhere in your text message, and your message will be forwarded to one of the organizers. And we're gonna monitor the bot, and we're gonna kind of train it over the next couple days. So I hope it works out. Live captioning. The wonderful Vanessa is right over here on the left from White Coat Captioning, and she is doing live translation of everything that I am saying and everything that all of the other speakers are going to be saying over the course of the conference. You can see a very large monitor set up here, literally typing the words that I'm saying right now, and I'm just going to keep saying the words, and they're going to show up on the screen. Sorry if that's annoying. Anyway, Vanessa and White Coat Captioning are absolutely amazing, and we would not be able to have brought them to the conference without the support of Microsoft. So thank you so much, Microsoft, for making this available to folks who need it. Yes, round of applause. Oh God, I hit the wrong button. Sorry, I should be better at this. Okay, great. Town Hall Seattle. This venue, I'd actually never been to this venue before 7 months ago. It is a heritage building here in Seattle. It's over 100 years old. And it actually used to be a church of some kind, but at some point it transitioned. It sort of was purchased and turned into something called Town Hall Seattle. So Town Hall Seattle is a nonprofit organization here in Seattle, and as you can imagine, they run events. CascadiaJS is actually kind of a special kind of event that's here. If you go to the Town Hall website, you will, for the most part, see dozens and dozens of events every single month that are, most of which are priced like under $20. There's just it's an incredibly vibrant community of people and events that come here to Town Hall, and I'm just unbelievably grateful that we were able to work with Town Hall to host CascadiaJS here. This building was completely gutted and renovated. I mean, like in the last 4 to 5 months. We actually did a site tour here 4 or 5 months ago, and none of this was, like, this stage wasn't here, the screen didn't exist. Like, it was really alarming, like, how much work needed to be done, and I was a little bit stressed about it. But they promised that when the time came, this venue would be ready to go for CascadiaJS, and I hope you all agree that that it is. It's a really, really beautiful venue. I'm so happy to be here. Last year, we were in a venue where me and the other speakers couldn't physically see anybody that was in the audience. It was it was a very weird experience, and it's really awesome just to be able to kind of look down and see all of you here. I assure you, it is impossible that we could have afforded to rent this venue without the amazing support from the folks at AWS. So please, a big round of applause for AWS. Oh, by the way, AWS, they are going to be running a raffle today. So make sure to head down to the AWS Lounge to kind of learn more about the raffle, find out what the prizes are, grab some raffle tickets, and then later in the day, we're going to announce the winners. Another important piece of information, we are trying really, really hard to make all of the information that you need to be made available on the website. So if you have any questions about the venue, where things are, where are the restrooms, where's the coffee, where am I going to get my lunch, please go to /venue at the website. And if there's any information that you think should be there that's not, let us know, because we're web developers and we can update the website. So the agenda. The agenda will also be on the website. It is on the website. It's on the front page of the website. There's very little that isn't the schedule that's on the front page of the website. We are going to endeavor to keep this schedule completely up to date, but hopefully things are just going to run on time. I'm actually looking at my watch, and yeah, things are going awesome. So yeah, the agenda's up there. You will notice that we don't have super specific times for each individual speaker. That's because we don't really actually want people sort of arriving in the middle of a chunk of talks. You'll notice that all of the talks are sort of organized into these batches, and it's very intentional, right? We'll have a coffee break before a batch of talks. People can go use the restroom, get some coffee, and then you can come back and you can get yourselves seated, and then you can enjoy a batch of talks. So we sort of, on the schedule, you'll just notice that we tell you when a batch of talks is beginning. Where we are right now is the 3rd floor. This is referred to as the Great Hall, and this is where all the main stage talks will be taking place. I'm on the main stage. So when you look at the schedule and you see main stage, that's what this is referring to. The lightning stage. So this is new for this year. We've always been a single-track conference, and it was very intentional to be a single-track conference. But this year's CFP put us in an incredibly awkward situation where we had too many awesome ideas that deserved to be explored. And frankly, we had a venue that could support a second stage. So we made a kind of a calculated choice to invite some folks to give lightning talks at CascadiaJS. And I'm really, really excited about the lightning talks that are happening. One thing I will tell all of you, when me and my wife came to Town Hall after it had been renovated to actually participate in an event, I wanted to see exactly what an event looked like at Town Hall, we came to a really wonderful event called Ignite Seattle. If you live in Seattle, please go check out Ignite Seattle. They only do it 3 or 4 times a year. And the cool thing about Ignite Seattle is that all of the talks are only 5 minutes. which sounds like an insanely short amount of time, like not enough time to give a meaningful talk of any value. And I was completely wrong about that. Like 99% of the talks that we saw were amazing talks. They were emotional, they were meaningful. One of the speakers, speaking here at Cascadia, we saw her give a talk at Ignite Seattle, and I just instantly reached out and I asked her if she would speak at CascadiaJS. So I'm only telling you this to sort of make it super clear that it is irrelevant whether a talk is 10 minutes long or 25 minutes long. There are going to be some amazing talks downstairs in the first floor where you got breakfast and coffee. That's where the lightning stage is going to be. So look at the schedule and definitely check it out. This is also pretty exciting. So I'm on the internet right now. Hi, hello, internet. Wait, oh, there's a camera. Oh, no, that camera's pointed at you, pointed at me. We are, for the very first time, we are live streaming CascadiaJS. Yeah, I mean, give it up. And look, why are we doing this? Like, why are we live streaming CascadiaJS? Well, I'll be super honest. In the early days, when the sort of like financial situation around Cascadia was really precarious, and like we would absolutely like sweat cash flow, and like we weren't even sure if we could pay for things up until the very last minute, I guess it felt to me like a live stream would maybe give reasons people not to buy tickets, right? Like just watch the live stream. And over the years, I've learned two things about CascadiaJS that are very, very important. And these are just lessons you have to learn the hard way, right? One, I have learned that while the talks are absolutely amazing, they're not the only reason, and they might not even be the #1 reason that people come to CascadiaJS. Like, the content is amazing. It's why we care about publishing all of the talks to YouTube, but there are many, many, many other reasons that people come to CascadiaJS. So if you're the kind of person that is exclusively interested in just the content and just the talks, that's totally awesome. That's fine. Watch the live stream. Watch the videos after we upload them. If you're the kind of person that understands that there's more value to being here, then join us and purchase a ticket. So I think as long as we have the technological capabilities to do it, and the bandwidth, and the sort of the AV capabilities, I think that we'll be live streaming CascadiaJS from now on. And the other thing that I learned the hard way is that there are just so many people that just can't be here. They just can't be here. They can't be here for travel reasons or monetary reasons or family reasons, like, oh, my kid is playing in a field hockey thing. Or there's all these really, really tough reasons that people can't be here who want to be here, right? And if we care about Cascadia being an inclusive community, then we just have to keep working harder and harder and harder to making it more available to more people. And I'm going to have more to say about that later today, especially in relation to the scholarship program. But by the way, we could not be doing the live stream without the support of Heroku. So a big round of applause for Heroku. So, social media. For those of you who are going to be tweeting along at CascadiaJS, feel free to use this hashtag, CGS19. It's so much shorter than @CascadiaJS. So feel free to use that. And it is now my honor and my pleasure and my privilege to introduce the amazing MCs that are going to be, or to introduce one of the amazing MCs that's going to be guiding you along your journey here at CascadiaJS. I assure you, these are professionals. They are funnier than me. They are more professional than me. They're not going to accidentally bloop out of their presentation by accident. So the first of these two amazing MCs that I'd like to introduce you to is Jessica West. Everybody, please give it up for Jessica West.